All right, guys, good evening to Diesel Core's second call of February 2016. I am not going to talk that much tonight because we've got a really great speaker on tonight as our guest. But first and foremost, I just want to remind you guys we are still in Cup Month, okay? There is still plenty of time to rack in points and to get some points on the board for you and your team. And just, stick to the usual, guys. Get out there, be adding 3 to 5 people a day to your networks, to your Facebook, to your social media. Get out there and talk to people. Make sure that you're putting out call to actions just as much as you're putting out what you're doing every day, your workouts, your meals, your, motivational quotes, your life, your family, your beautiful babies. You're doing all those things, but make sure you're sprinkling in there the call to actions, right? How people can join you, whether it's a biz op call, whether it's a challenge group, whatever the case may be. It's just as important. That is how you're going to be able to really close the gap between someone seeing what you're doing and then them finally deciding to join you. So with that in mind, just reminding you that it's still Cup Month, there's still time, and we've got some really great sales this month that you can still have customers take advantage of. All right, so tonight's call, and like I said, we're going to get right into the meat and potatoes of tonight because we got cut off on our last call with the 30-minute time frame that Zoom call gives you once you have more than 25 people on the call. And so tonight I've invited Suhail Toldeo onto our team call because what really struck me about her is the fact that to me, she's like a total girl boss. Okay, first and foremost, she is a mother of 2. She's a wife, so she is married. So that in itself, we know, is busy. But on top of that, what really struck me about her is that her and her husband own 2 other companies aside from their Beachbody business. And so what I thought was interesting about that was here you have 2 business, building business building couples, right? But yet they saw Beachbody and decided that this was an opportunity that they wanted to pursue. And not only that, she has to juggle a lot of balls. And so I figured, this is the perfect person to come on and talk to us tonight because who doesn't struggle with time management, right? Who doesn't feel like there's not enough hours in the day, or how am I going to fit this in? Or maybe you have the time, right? And you have like your power hours and all that, but you're like, am I really maximizing on that time? Am I really getting the most out of the time that I am putting into the business? Or do I find myself 1 minute reading training and the next minute scrolling through Facebook and looking at jokes? It's so easy for that to happen. And so I thought that Suhail was going to be the perfect person to come on tonight and just really tell us about how she handles it all, because by just hearing these kinds of tips, we can remind ourselves once we're in that predicament, when we're in our power hour, or when we feel like, okay, we look at our week and say, well, how the heck am I going to fit in some time into this business? And many of you guys are in the push and you're going through a lot of training right now. That training is intense, and it's true. Is it a lot of work? Yes. But is it worth it work? Yes. And if you could figure out how to maximize your time and not so much work harder, but work smarter, I know that you guys would all prevail. So without further ado, I am going to, Suhail, do you know how to unmute yourself?
Yes.
There you go. Say hi to my team. This is Diesel.
I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. All right, so Suhail, that I think the world about you, but I really want my team to know a little bit more about you. So if you could real quickly tell us how long you've been a coach and how it is that you met your sponsor, Christina Delgado. If you guys don't know, Christina Delgado is actually the person that brought her into the business. So tell us just a little bit about how you became a coach and how that happened.
Okay, well, hello team. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. To me, it's like a complete honor to even be asked to be on any team call. Nevertheless, one of Monica Lopez's calls, she is one of the people that I pretty much stalked when I started my whole journey. But I've been a coach for 7 months. I started August of 2015. I met Christina Delgado literally in Key Largo. I have a vacation home in Key Largo, and coincidentally, so does Christina and Becky. And I was on the island of Ness Key, and she was taking pictures of our kids. She posted a picture on my Instagram, and I started stalking her. I fell in love with all of her transformations, hers and her sisters and Monica's and everybody else that I started to like see. I kind of saw like her crew, and there was a pattern in all the pictures. So I started following everybody, and I started to kind of like see what were these people doing. And she had a 21-day fix challenge group in July. That's one 21-day fix was on sale for $140. I bought it. I told her I'm not starting it until August 24th, which is back to school, because it was still vacation time. And let's face it, I wasn't going to stick to it as much. I really wanted to get results. And pretty much I had already started drinking Shakeology in August. I met up with her again in Key Largo. And at this point, I kind of knew what was going on. I had already looked into the whole coaching thing and Beachbody and what was it all about. And I told her, I'm like, sign me up. I'm going to do this. I hadn't even started my challenge yet. I was just drinking my Shakeology. I hadn't even pressed play. None of that had started. And the moment I became a coach, I ganged up my crew, all my friends, and I told them, all of you are doing this with me. I pretty much didn't ask. I just demanded, like, you're doing this. And I hit Success Club 10, August 2015. My first, did I know what Success Club 10 was? Jesus Christ, no. I had no idea what that was. I hit it and I was like, okay, good for me, but I don't even know what that is. So then obviously later on, I got into the whole coach training, and I really read up on all my good stuff, and I really realized, wow, I kind of did a big thing by hitting Success Club in August. And that was it.
Very cool. Well, one thing I want to point out about that, what I think is really amazing, a lot of times as coaches, we say, okay, we know we can meet people online, through social media, we can connect with people. But what I always say is there's also that, you're always talking person that shares about Beachbody. And what I mean by that is, like, literally, I go do my nails, I go do my hair, I go to the tanning salon, I go to the grocery store. I'm constantly talking to people. And so the number one question I get is, well, what do you tell people? I'm a Beachbody coach, join me? No, absolutely not. And that's not what Christina did with you either. What she simply did was create a relationship with you. She funneled you into her social media, and you made the connection yourself, and you came to her eventually yourself. And so I think that's really powerful to hear, guys, because here you have two perfect strangers that happen to just be in the same place at the same time. And because Christina knew better than, to just let this person walk away that she obviously made a connection with, they had a good time that day in Nesquí, instead of letting her walk away and never see her again, she connected with her. And so that, I just wanted to point that out because I think that's really powerful to see. All right, so real quick, let's kind of backtrack on that, because we've seen a lot of, or at least I've seen it on your social media, a lot of pictures of you posted, like your before and afters of how you were overweight at one point. And then we started talking, and you were saying, like, how you had been over 70 pounds heavier at one point. So your fitness journey started before Beachbody was even in your life, and you had lost a significant amount of weight before Beachbody. So what I want to know is, like, what is it that attracted you to 21-Day Fix and Shakeology at that moment? Like, what was the real thing that said, you know what, I lost the weight already, but why did you want to take another step, in this direction?
Right. Okay. Well, over the summer, I had put on like a few pounds, the summertime in the Keys with the kids, back and forth, eating whatever, drinking. Let's face it, I wasn't at all being mindful. I wasn't exercising. Like, really, yes, I kept my weight off, all this weight that I had lost back in, when was it, 2010, with my personal trainer and nutrition plan and the whole thing. And I was just tired of that. I hated the gym. I didn't want to pay $400 a month for personal training, and it's expensive. It can be really, really expensive. I mean, I sacrificed and I did it for the sake of losing 87 pounds. Yes, I lost 87 pounds, but I mean, what did I do to keep it up? I just pretty much starved myself. I went to my whole little Weight Watchers point system where I wouldn't eat all day, and then I would save all my points for Outback because that's my favorite restaurant. So was that healthy? No. Was I exercising? No. I was just crying, like, it was bad. So I wanted to find something like that. I was like miserable with regards to that. I wanted to find something that kept me consistent. I didn't want to fit into my clothes and not to fit in it. Fit into my clothes and not to fit in it. And then not knowing what looked good, didn't look, whatever. I just wanted something that kept me on point. And what better way than to be a coach where you are a leader and people are watching you and you need to kind of like keep up with your stuff. So that kept me like totally focused. So that was my reason why I love like the coaching idea. But what I liked about the 21-day fix was that it taught me how to eat. I was like, no carbs, no sugar, no fruit. Like it was protein and salad, protein and salad, protein and salad. And that's horrible. Like you need to have a variety of food groups. So Autumn totally taught me how to eat, even though I wasn't a bad eater before as far as healthy, but she taught me to incorporate other food groups that I was totally eliminating. And Shakeology, let's face it, it's like the bomb. The bomb.
And what is life without carbs? That's not even life. Are you kidding me?
I know. I was miserable. My husband always knew, oh, you started something, right? Because you're not happy. And I'm like, yes. And when I started this, he told me, he's like, if you're going to do this, I don't want you with a bad attitude and all of this. And it wasn't that way. On the contrary, he joined me and he lost a few pounds, like, you know, for himself. And so it's been incredible. And I thank God because I have never lost my weight with any program and have kept it off for this length of time. Like I lost my challenge, finished September, and I probably lost like 2 more pounds after that challenge, and I've kept it off, and we're in February. Like that to me is like freaking awesome.
That's cool. Very cool. So I think you were telling me about a total of 15 since you started the 21-day fix.
Right.
Pounds down. Yeah. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. So you fell in love with Beachbody, the programs, Shakeology. So that's what I like to call you. You started bleeding the Beachbody blue. You know, you believe in the product. When was that aha moment when you said, okay, well, now there's a business opportunity behind this? Obviously, you're a busy person, very busy person. You and your husband have a lot of things happening. But what attracted you to pursuing the business?
Okay, well, for me, I wanted something that would get me out of bed in the morning. I didn't want to go through my day being just a mom, taking care of my kids, extracurricular activities, and it was like this homework every day, carpooling, and I wanted something that I was passionate about. That I'm a social worker. I have my master's degree in social work. So for me, helping others, I love. So something that really hits close to home for me, since I've always struggled with my weight ever since I was a little girl, is weight loss, health, fitness. So I connected in that way. But with regards to the business, I saw all the success that all of you have had, you know, Diesel Nation. And I'm like, you know what? In my head, I thought like this. I know maybe other people might look at all you guys and be like, I could never. I didn't think about that. I said, why not me? You know, why can't I do this? These are girls just like me that, you know, Becky and Christina went to HML and then Christina went to Pace. And I mean, those are my schools. Like I went to Miami Springs High School. So these are normal and, you know, normal people, you know, because a lot of people, you tell the stories of these women and they're like, yeah, right. I don't believe that Christina was an attorney and she completely killed that and is doing this full time. And I tell them, I met her, she's my coach. Yeah, she is the bomb, and that's what she did, you know? So I saw that she did this, that she created this culture of people, and I'm like, you know, I can do this. I want to do this, and I see it as a goal, as a challenge for me.
So there, you know, that's what's really cool about this. What I've always loved about this business is that there really is heart behind what we do, and that's what makes it so different than a lot of other ways that you can earn money. You know, personally, I was Christina's paralegal, so yeah, she is a real person. I know that. She was my boss at one point. And it's the same thing. It's inspired me to see what she's done and what, you know, I've been with them pretty much since the beginning. And, you know, I tell people all the time, it's like, what makes this different is that this is a very fulfilling job, you know, and something that, you know, you have other businesses, and we were talking today how you manage them because you delegate, you know, things to employees and managers that you have working for you. But this is the first time where your heart's really in this because there's passion behind it and a reason behind it. And so I think that's really powerful. Real quick, you talked about when you first got on the call how you've been a coach for 7 months and you hit Success Club your first month. And since then, you have hit Success Club every single month as being a coach. So 7 out of 7 months you've been Success Club qualified. You've also advanced to Diamond in 2 months after becoming a coach. Okay, most of us on this call, listen, hey, guys, it took me like almost probably a year and a half to go Diamond, you know. It was a big learning curve for me because our team wasn't as equipped as it is now. The trainings didn't exist that exist now. Diesel Nation was not what it is now. But you really took on all the training. Like you said, you plugged yourself into new coach training and you soaked it up and you began to apply. But can you tell me what mindset do you have to put yourself in, and what actions did you begin to take immediately when you decided to go full force to make those things happen? Like, what do you think are the initial things that have to happen?
Okay, well, I think that the biggest driver for me was passion. My passion for what I wanted to accomplish, for not only because at the beginning I started off with my 21-day fix challenge and I wanted to get amazing results because I knew that in order for people to take me seriously in this business was that everyone knew I was on this 21-day fix. Now, at the end of my 21-day fix, they wanted to see before and after pictures. So obviously my before picture cannot look anything like my after picture. So I was dead on focused on my health and my fitness those 21 days. I didn't cheat. Maybe I had a glass of wine. But other than that, food-wise, I went through Labor Day weekend. I was in the Keys. I didn't nothing. I took my food. I was laser focused. Why? Because I knew I wanted to present to the world this challenge that I did and that it worked. I needed to be proof. I read the whole 3 vital behaviors. I needed to be proof that the product worked. If not, who am I to tell you to buy Shakeology if I didn't drink it? Who am I to tell you to work out for 30 minutes if I didn't do it? So for me, that was like major at that portion. And then with regards to the coaching, I was in the coach training for Christina that month, and I literally was on every day listening to every single video, taking notes. And then the biggest part of it all, I implemented everything I read, saw, and listened. I didn't just take notes and say, oh yes, by me taking notes, things are going to happen. No. I actually did it. To me, like the Facebook because I didn't have Facebook or Instagram. I had that Instagram page that Christina tagged me, the picture of my kids in Key Largo. It was like a little tutu dress Instagram that I had, but I didn't have social media. I was against social media. And I realized that if I got social media because of this, then I needed to know how was I going to present myself accordingly in social media to attract these people. So she posted the video of the Lindsay Matt Wade Bombshell Dynasty, like social media, whatever. It's an hour video. Yes. Very long, but it's money. You listen to it. You follow it. You do exactly what Lindsay says, and voila, it just started happening for me. And of course I was reaching out, I was contacting people. It wasn't just, I posted and things happened. No, I did my work, and pretty much every single month passed. I think like September I hit 20 something Success Club, and in October I hit Success Club 30 something, which was the month I hit Diamond, which that was like my day. And I was so excited because I would see everybody with their little necklaces. That necklace was like haunting me. I wanted that diamond initial necklace, and I got it. And then, well, that would be for another call. But after I got my diamond necklace, everything was like, what now? And that's where I'm at now, trying to like take it to the next level, which is another call.
Yeah, totally. But that happens to everybody, because once you hit like these big scary goals, you're like, okay, on to the next. And we talk about that all the time when with the why in this business. It's constantly evolving. It's completely okay if you're on this call tonight right now, you're saying, well, my why is because I just want to get back in shape. That's totally cool. My why started there too, but slowly it evolves, and you start hitting these bigger goals, and you hit these bigger obstacles, and you crush them, and you're like, and like you felt unstoppable. You're like, man, I did it. Now what? And you're on to the next. But that's normal. That's great. Benjo, I saw your question about that link. We actually have that straight in coach training. I think it's like day 4. I can copy and paste it into the team page as well for you. So don't worry about that. I got you covered. All right. So Well, with everything you're saying, let's get into the time management topic and how it is that you juggle all these things and all your hats that you have as a mom, wife, multiple business owner. What are some immediate sacrifices you had to make to fit into Beachbody into what you want to do? So think about, right, I have coaches on this call right now that are literally in their first month or two of coaching. What sacrifices did you see yourself making where you had to say, if I don't do this now, then this is not going to work for me?
Right. Well, something that I have a home health agency, right? And we also have the Vicky Bakery, which I know a lot of you know that I have because I've kind of been posting about it. And it hasn't been easy. I'm a mom. I have my responsibilities as a housewife. And I have at the beginning, I felt like I was being pulled in all directions and nobody was pulling me. It was my brain that was like, okay, if you want to do this, if you want to make this work, you need to get up every single day and focus on this. And when I would wake up in the morning and that, my day wasn't of sitting in front of a computer on social media that, remember, I didn't even have any social media accounts. So for me, it was like, oh God, here we go with Facebook. I don't want to deal with this, but it's time that you have to put aside. You have to make the sacrifice in order to get what you want. And I wanted it that bad. I still want it because I'm nowhere near to where my little goals in my head are. But you have to. I have a few tips. Should I talk about the tips? Yeah. Okay. I have 3 tips I'm going to give you that I think are extremely important. And I've noticed that since I've implemented these tips, they have helped me get an early start on your day. Don't wait to post your first post of the day. For me, it's an inspirational quote. My inspirational quote goes in between 6:15 in the morning to 6:30 in the morning. That's when it's posted. Why? Because that's when everybody's getting up, getting ready, getting their kids to school or driving their 2-hour commute to work. So they need to know that you're up and about posting, and that people, believe it or not, as Monica said in my team call last week, because she was my guest last week, there's Weight Watchers. There's people there that are literally just waiting to watch everything that you post. They don't like anything. They don't comment on any of your stuff. But you know what? One day they're going to shoot you a little message and they're like, hey, girl, I saw you. You looking good. And I want to do what you're doing. So keep that in mind. Always be on the ball early. And think about things that you want to post prior. Don't be like, oh my God, it's already like 2:00 and I already posted at 6:00 in the morning. I haven't posted. Kind of have a mindset and organize your posts of the day. I tend to organize it morning, which is my 6:00. And then I do something like around 8, 9 o'clock for those later, business workers or whatnot. And then I have something like maybe when I'm in the carpool lane, because let's face it, those moms that pick up their kids, you have time in that carpool lane, because mine takes a freaking long time. It drives me insane. So that's my carpool lane post. And then I'll do one later in the afternoon, maybe when I'm at my son's or daughter's extracurricular activity, because I have downtime then. So think about planning your day in that way, but always get an early start because that helps you. So with regards to working out, that's also part of my early start. If I don't work out early in the morning, I am stressing about it the whole day. I'm thinking about it as I have my lunch. I think about it as I have my snack. And I'm like, dude, why don't you I talk to myself, I'm like, why don't you just work out and get it over with so you stop thinking about it? So to me, that is one that is all about get an early start. Get your workout done, get your first post out, and you're done. Second tip is complete most important tasks first. What is the most important thing to you with regards to your Beachbody and your journey with regards to your health and fitness or with regards to your team? Whether it is to shoot a text message or your challenge groupers a message. is if that's extremely important to you and you know that you're gonna, hit them where they gotta be hit, then that's something that you have to do. And you have to prioritize those things. Not streaming, because I've been there at the beginning when I had the Facebook. I'm like, it's hard not to stream and look at all the news feeds, and that is wasting time. That is not letting you focus all your energy on what you have to do in order to grow your business. So having your posts in check, connecting with your team or your challengers, completing your workouts, whatever is important to you, you need to prioritize throughout your day and hit those first, like your most important ones. Hit them first, because if not, the day is just gonna eat you alive. Because at the beginning, that happened to me as well. I thought, oh my God, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. And I was so caught up in the I don't have enough time that the whole day would pass by. And I'm like, what did I do today? Not a damn thing. So definitely write things down. These smartphones, they're smart for a reason. It's to make us dumb. No, I'm kidding. But, use them. I use mine. I'm in love with WhatsApp. That's like my life. I use, oh Jesus, we have 10 minutes. Okay. I'm in love with WhatsApp. I use it a lot. Calendar. I use my calendar a lot. I schedule like the whole monthly calendar. I started to implement that in February, where you have your sneak peeks, where you have your team calls, where you have your coach trainings, your everything. It's all about organizing yourself, but you have to do it. Don't say that you're going to do it and then not do it. You got to do it. Tip 3, do something during your waiting time. This is what I was talking about in my first tip. During carpooling, during food shopping while you're waiting at Publix or BJ's or Costco. We all know those lines are really long. Think about hitting up people. You can hit your 5 people during that time that you're standing in line. You can scroll through your newsfeed. Oh, how are you? How are you doing? Your baby's adorable. I love your family. That's your time to really hit up these people. Or when you're sitting at soccer practice, or your daughter has dance or cheerleading, whatever it may be, you have downtime. You think that you don't. It's just you don't use your downtime to work on your business. You use it to scroll, and be nosy. Don't be nosy. Work on, be nosy, but in a productive way, for your business, for you. So that's it, I think.
Hey, no, but that was great. That was great. I want to recap real quick. Okay, so the first one talked about early starting your day. What I think is really great about this and scheduling your posts and thinking about it ahead of time is that how many times do you guys have these awesome ideas in your head? Oh my God, this would be really great if I talked about this, and I'm going to post about this, and I forgot to do this. And then all of a sudden you're like 3 days go by, you're like, oh, I never did that. Like these fantastic ideas stay up here and they never get out. And so planning ahead and getting an early start, and I agree, getting the workout in the morning sets the tone for your day. It really gets you thinking early on of like how your day will progress. For me, if I don't get my workout day in the first thing in the morning, the rest of my day is not as productive. I've just learned that about myself. Maybe not everybody's the same, but I feel like that sets your mind right. So I love that first tip, get an early start. Back when I was working full-time as a paralegal, my day started at 5:30 in the morning. I got up, I did my workout. After my workout, I sat on the computer for half an hour, returned messages, then I got in the shower, then I got my kids up, then I went to work. So I remember those days. I had been there, and that is definitely a golden tip. 2 was complete the most important task first. You're right. So many times the things that we don't feel like doing, we put them off. And like I said, the day's going to eat you alive. There's a really great book on this. If you guys are looking for a book on time management, it's called Eat That Frog. If you haven't read that book, definitely grab that one if you're having trouble time managing, because it's going to teach you how to do exactly that. Prioritize your day and make sure that you're tackling the big things so that your day doesn't seem so scary. And you're not carrying all this weight on your shoulders all day long thinking of all the things that you need to do and you haven't. And then the third is maximize your time. Abso-freaking-lutely. When I sit down in bed at night, before I go to bed, I make sure that I, believe it or not, I friend more people. I follow more people. I return messages every night before I go to bed, just as long as they're important ones. If they're ones that I can answer in the morning, I will answer them in the morning. But the point is that I'm always recapping my day at the end of the day. Even when it's time to go to bed, sitting down and just making sure that I have gotten my 3 to 5 new people on my network, that I've checked in with all my team, and that everything's okay. It's just, like you say, maximizing the time that you do have when everything has settled down, or when, you know, you're in the grocery store waiting in line, all those kinds of things. It makes complete sense. And I think that that's just, it seems simple, right? Duh, that's not so hard to do, but a lot of times we skip these simple things. Yeah, we forget to do them, we skip them, and they're the ones that make the difference. So, Suhail, honestly, amazing call, great tips. You're really an inspiration. You're kicking butt in this business. Let me tell you, I've been in this business for 5 years now, and to see someone like you come along is a you know, it's fresh air, a breath of fresh air. But I'll tell you, all you guys in this call right now saying, oh, well, yeah, she's great, that's her, that's not me. I beg you to stop and ask yourself the same question she asked herself. Why not you?
Mm-hmm.
Why not you? And it happened to me one time early on. I remember I was a Ruby. I was sitting in a room, and it was when Sagi had joined our business. And Carl stood on stage and he says, you know, I want you guys all ask yourselves, why not you? Instead of, you know, all the reasons why that person's lucky and you're not, make it happen for yourself. So tonight, again, let's not be a collector of information. Begin to implement right away. Go. You want to say something?
Yeah, actually, that lucky thing, I hate the lucky thing.
Yeah, right.
I wrote a really long post on that like 2 Sundays ago, because everyone kind of just says, you know, oh, you're successful because you got lucky, or, you know, you got this position because you got lucky. Oh, no, people. Everyone has gotten to where they're at because they've worked hard to get there. Yeah. And that is honest to God truth. Nothing has come easy to me. I'm a girl from Hialeah, born and raised. You know, I wasn't a silver spoon fed. I worked very hard for everything that I have. And that is the honest to God's truth. I'm super humbled because at the end of the day, that will never go away. I will always be me. And nothing will change that. But I know that everything that God has blessed me, because God has blessed me today, is because I've gotten up every day and I've worked hard for it. I know and I believe in this program, these products, in this Team Beachbody and coaching. And I know, excuse me, I know each and every one of you is capable of doing it. You are. It's not that hard. The hardest thing is that you don't believe in you. And until you believe in you and that you can do it, you're still going to be stagnant. You're still going to be the same spot. If not, you're not going to go over that hurdle. And once you go over that hurdle, you're going to be like hurtling all across town because you're going to be on fire.
Preach, girl, preach. It's the truth. It's the truth. Don't stand in your own way. That's the message for tonight. Don't stand in your own way. Get out there and ask yourself, why not you? And make it happen. Thank you. Thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. I hope you guys found this call helpful. You know, if you have any questions, shoot them on over to the team page and I'll answer them, or I'll have Suhail answer any of your questions. But that is all for tonight. I will see you guys in the morning. Have a great night. It's, thank God, what is it? My Thursday shows. Like, who watches Grey's Anatomy with me? Scandal. Oh yeah, look, listen, that's my downtime. I still work, I swear. I pick up my phone and I follow people while I do it. But off to my shows, guys. Have a great night, and thank you for being on here tonight. Thanks, Suhail. Bye, guys.
Bye.